Hey folks, Gwe. Like a lot of people today, I was watching the news. I was watching the updates from the testimony of the Facebook whistleblower. The lady who, through the Wall Street Journal and through 60 Minutes, has come forward to let us know her insights into how Facebook is operating within all of our lives. How they are intentionally operating within all of our lives. Now, she said a lot of things that we as a society really need to take seriously. The thing that grabbed me this afternoon, though, and it's something that I've done on this channel from time to time where I've picked apart some meme on Facebook, the thing that grabbed me was how she said Facebook stokes to cause division among people. Facebook works to keep people divided, to separate neighbors from one another along religious lines, ideological lines, political lines. That as a corporation, they've realized the profit that can be had by keeping people agitated and angry and upset and frustrated and anxious about their neighbor. I was asking myself today, what are we supposed to do about this? How do we defend ourselves from this? The easy answer, of course, is just to disconnect from social media, but that would only solve a symptom of the problem. This kind of thing has been happening forever. I suspect this kind of thing has been happening since the age that communication first came into the world. The few work to figure out how they can manipulate the many into operating in a way that would profit the few. And they realized that by dividing people, you can get people to do what you really want them to do. You can get people to do some really horrible things. So just simply saying, well, that's it, I'm done with my Facebook account, or I'm done with WhatsApp, or I'm done with Instagram, or I'm done with Twitter, or any of the other ones, it's just not enough. Because this kind of thing has been out there long before I ever came into this world, and I suspect long before anybody watching this channel ever came into the world, this kind of thing was happening. Maybe not to this extent, maybe not to this degree, maybe not with this kind of power behind it, but it has been happening. So what are we supposed to do to keep ourselves from being conditioned to hate our neighbor? What are we supposed to do to keep ourselves from being manipulated into taking sides in a conflict that probably doesn't actually exist, or at least a conflict that shouldn't exist? The answer, and perhaps it is a naive answer, is, I believe, love. It's using love as the great litmus test. Is this message that is being offered to me a message of love? Does it promote hope? Does it promote possibility? Does it promote opportunity? Does it promote growth? Does it promote people coming together? Does it promote community? Does it promote giving? Does it promote charity? Does it promote mercy and forgiveness? Does it promote peace? Does it promote giving of ourselves? Does it promote being vulnerable with one another? These are just some of the fruits of love. And if the message at its core is a loving message, we will see it will do one of these things. It will bring us together. It'll make us feel good about ourselves in a way that doesn't require somebody else to be put down. It will encourage us and empower us without stealing strength or power from someone else. It will show us that there are opportunities and possibilities in this world that we don't have to rip from the grip of some other person's hands. But if the message is of hate, Those messages will tell us that somebody else is the reason for our problems. Those messages will tell us that somebody else is taking from us. Those messages will remind us of our fears, remind us of our anxieties. They'll remind us of our worry. They'll remind us to hold on to everything that we have because someone out there is trying to take it from us. They'll remind us that someone out there is different than we are, and they're wrong. And that person is trying to make everybody believe them and not us. And that person is trying to make the world into their image. How do we defend ourselves against this? We love one another. How do we defend ourselves against this? We give up on those messages of division. Throw them away. They are of no use to us. They do not do the world any good. They seek nothing but to tear us down and keep us apart. I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theories of why those things happen. I'm sure there's lots out there, and I'm sure there's a few that I would even subscribe to. But those messages are pointless and useless. Those messages are god-awful. Those messages are unloving. Seek out love. Seek out to love one another. Seek out to be loved. Seek out to experience God's love, to share God's love. Seek out to share hope and light and compassion. What does the Bible say? The light came into the world and the darkness could not hide from it. Don't let the darkness in. Don't let the darkness get a foothold in your life. Keep loving. It's the only thing, as far as I can tell, it is the only thing that cannot be manipulated. It cannot be faked. It's the one thing we have that if we are continuously asking ourselves, is this loving? Is this hopeful? Is this peaceful? Is this communal? It's the one thing that it won't lie to us. You cannot find real, true, Christ-like love in a message of hate. They can't go together. And any message that is devoid of love is a message of hate. Any message that is devoid of love is less than useless. It's destructive. Regardless of how innocent it may appear, it is destructive. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face be made to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up to you. May you always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. And I pray that we will let love guide us moving forward. We will let love bring us together. We will let love be the thing that informs our behaviors, our reactions, and our responses. Amen. Nemultus.